Comic book and manga fans, this is H. German from Sigma Comics, and we are back with another video. Listen, if you love comics, if you love manga, you're in the right place. We're talking today about El Paso Comic Con, okay? El Paso Comic Con. It's coming to El Paso, Texas, okay, weekend of May 1st to the 3rd. So if you're into pop culture, you're into comics, that's definitely where you need to be, the El Paso Convention Center there in El Paso, Texas. Sigma Comics will definitely be there. And again, our focus is the fight against animal cruelty. So let's jump into this video. We're going to talk about what's going on with this show and what we're doing. All right, first let's introduce who we are. We are Sigma Comics. We are the publisher that dedicates every penny to fighting animal cruelty with our series, Here Comes Calico. You're looking at our website, sigmacomics.com, where you can get Here Comes Calico. You'll also be able to get it if you head down to El Paso, Texas, the weekend of May 1st to the 3rd at the El Paso Convention Center for El Paso Comic Con. You see some of our comic books here. Our trade paperbacks, you're looking at Calico Street Math, our very first trade paperback. We do have a couple of others. We have manga as well, so if you're a fan of manga, you're going to love that. We have some merch. And also, actively, this is our brand new trade paperback that hits Kickstarter on May 1st. So literally the day we get down to Texas for El Paso Comic Con, that same day, Unwanted Men, Calico Unwanted Men will be available on Kickstarter. The link will be in the description, so check that out. Well, I'll also put in the comments, so definitely check that out. If you click the link, you'll be able to sign up for the notification for that. Okay, so you could sign up now when you watch this video by clicking that link. You could watch the trailer. You could download the first chapter, full chapter of Calico Unwanted Men, and then go ahead and sign up to be notified. All right, let's jump into the topic. And without further ado, I do have to take a swig of my Calico mug. Always good and never disappoints. All right, so we're coming to you live from New York City. And New York City is going to be down in El Paso this weekend. Sigma Comics, we are New York City creators, and we're very excited to bring Here Comes Calico down to El Paso, Texas. It'll be the first time for us down in El Paso, Texas, and we very much look forward to getting down there. We will be tabling with the legendary, the one and only Punisher writer. Guy wrote Punisher #1 to the mid-60s. He was 5 years on the Punisher. He's widely credited with putting the Punisher on the map. Even though Jerry Conway created the Punisher back in the 70s, the character simply did not in any way resonate with the audience as well as it did once Mike Baron took on the title in the Unlimited series, Punisher #1 Unlimited series, with, of course, legendary artist Klaus Janson. All right, so that tandem there got on the book, and of course, the Punisher was a meteoric rise to the heavens. All right, so literally was credited by everybody who knows anything about comics knows that Mike Baron, Klaus Janson were the team that really made the Punisher. So, he did have a mini-series there. I believe it was in 86 or early 87. It was 86. And, of course, that was the legendary Mike Zeck. The writer, his name escapes me. I think his name was Steve. I know his first name was Steve. I don't know if it's what his last name, Steve Grant or something like that. But the editor, I'm pretty sure, was Carl Potts. And it fell to him to make a decision as to who to put on the Unlimited book, because the miniseries proved successful, and the audience basically made a decision with their wallets, and Marvel listened. That back when they listened to to their audience, And of course, it fell to Carl Potts to make a decision in 1987 to put together a crack team of the right team members to really make the Punisher a success. And that was Mike Baron and Klaus Janson. Two individuals who I consider just incredible legends in the industry, and I'm also proud to call friends and mentors. So I will be down there. This is H.H. German again from Sigma Comics. I will be down there with Mike Baron of Punisher fame. He's not only known for the Punisher, of course. He worked on several legendary characters like Batman and Flash and a few others, but he's mainly known for the Punisher and Flash. However, he's also known for being extremely successful in the indie comics arena from the very beginning, folks. Back in the 80s, he created his character along with Steve Rude called Nexus. Great indie title, beloved by many in the comic book industry. Mike Baron will have some Nexus on his table. Again, he's going to be tabling with me, so he'll be right next to me there at El Paso Comic Con. So what do we have? Well, we, as in Sigma Comics, will have CALICO. We will have all of the CALICO books, sans the new one that will hit Kickstarter the very same day we hit there, which is CALICO Unwanted Men. But we will have CALICO comic books. Of course, our comic books are only $2.50, the lowest price in the entire building, as always. And of course, every penny goes to fighting animal abuse. We are unlike any other publisher in that capacity. We are comics with a cause, and ours most certainly is fighting animal cruelty through comics. We will also have trade paperbacks. We will have CALICO Street Math, which you saw early in the video. But we will also have CALICO Morality Play, which brings together for the first time, okay, at least on the same book since The Punisher #1, Klaus Janson doing the cover for, again, our second trade paperback for CALICO Morality Play. The cover is done by the legendary Klaus Janson. And again, if you don't recognize his name from The Punisher along with Mike Baron, you will certainly recognize it with Frank Miller as Klaus Janson, of course, Frank Miller's partner on Batman Dark Knight Returns, another late 70s book, and of course the Daredevil series back in the early 80s with Frank Miller again. So again, legendary creators. That's the artist on the cover of CALICO Morality Play. Again, that's our second trade paperback. Already mentioned the first one, CALICO Street Math. But the writer on the very first story of CALICO Morality Play is none other than the legendary Mike Baron. Okay, so again, both of those legendary creators are on CALICO Morality Play. Again, I'm the luckiest guy in comics, and of course, I take over the writing duties from Chapter 2 and on in that book, CALICO Morality Play. So we're going to have trades, we're going to have comics, we're also going to have the CALICO manga series there, Green Eye Bandito, which is the prequel to the Here Comes Calico story. And of course, we're also going to have some 11 by 17 prints, CALICO prints. So please do not miss it. And again, right next to me will be the legendary Mike Baron. He will be signing copies of CALICO. Again, he's also a creator on CALICO and a writer and editor. So as soon as you get the comics from us, you can just look to your left or right, depending on where they place them, and just get your signature there. All right, from Mike Baron. I believe he will be charging $10. I don't know if it's $10 or $15, but it's a very reasonable amount. And of course, you can bring your Mike Baron comics, whether they're Flash comics, the Punisher, Nexus, whatever it is that you have that's Mike Baron. Make sure you bring it to El Paso Comic Con, because you will have the legendary Mike Baron signing them for you. No problem at all. And of course, Mike will have his own comics there as well. I know he has the Nexus series that he will have, and I'm pretty sure he will bring other titles such as Florida Man. That's his title as well. He has Bronze Star, which is a campaign, by the way, that will also be on Kickstarter while we are down there. Bronze Star 2. The first one has already been completed, and I believe he will have copies of Bronze Star, so you could pick up Bronze Star at the show, and then go ahead and go to Kickstarter and get Bronze Star 2 right at the show. And Mike will give you all the details there. But listen, I just wanted to let you know what we are going to have at El Paso Comic Con. Again, May 1st to the 3rd at the El Paso Convention Center there down in El Paso, Texas. May 1st to the 3rd. It's going to be me, H.H. German from Sigma Comics, with our guy, the Calico. And right next to us, it's going to be the legendary Mike Barron, legendary Punisher, Batman, and Flash writer, and of course Nexus, and many others. So we are very excited, El Paso, to get down there. We definitely want to see you. Again, if you love animals and you hate animal cruelty, you're going to love Calico. If you haven't heard of Calico before, he is one bad mofo. And just a quick overview on Calico. Calico gets intel on people who abuse and kill animals every day all across New York City. And every night he throws on that Calico suit, and it's sayonara, baby. The Calico makes the Punisher look like Gandhi. There, I said it. And Mike is going to agree with me when you see him there the weekend of May 1st to the 3rd. This is Hardcore Comics for hardcore comic book fans. Folks, we'll see you there in El Paso, May 1st to the 3rd. We're looking forward to seeing you. And remember, as always, keep on fighting for animals.